Welcome, everyone. We are so glad you're here for the Strive May webinar, Health Tune-Up, Essential Maintenance for Peak Performance. Think of today's session as your wellness service appointment, not because something is broken, but because regular maintenance keeps us at our best. Whether you're feeling energized or you're running on fumes, this presentation is for you. Before we dive in to the practical and realistic strategies to help us operate at our full power, if you do have any comments, questions, feel free to write them in the Q&A discussion box. So let's start with mindset. Most of us wait until something feels wrong before we take action, kind of like ignoring that check engine light. But the truth is, just like a car, our body needs attention, regular attention, to avoid breakdowns and run smoothly. You wouldn't skip an oil change and expect your car to last, right? And health is not just about avoiding illness, it's about optimizing how we feel and perform every day. So that means fueling ourselves properly, managing wear and tear like stress, and checking in before something goes wrong. So adopting a tune-up mentality helps us prevent burnout, stay resilient, and supports our long-term well-being. And think of your well-being as that high-performance system made up of different parts. Today, we're going to focus on three main components: physical health, which is your energy, strength, and physical resilience; mental and cognitive health, your focus, memory, and stress response; and your emotional and social health, your mood, relationships, and sense of balance. Each of these systems are interconnected, which is one of them is out of tune, the others will struggle too. And that's why it's important to take the whole person approach to health. Let's talk about food, not as a list of rules, but as fuel. When what you eat and drink directly affects your energy, mood, and focus. Again, think of your body like a car. If you put in low quality fuel, the car sputters, runs slow, and breaks down more often. But when you fill it with the good stuff, it runs smoothly and takes you where you want to go. And your body works the same way too. So what's good fuel? Here's a simple way to remember it. Think color, protein, and fiber at every single meal. Color means fruits and vegetables. The more colorful your plate, the more vitamins and nutrients you're getting. Protein keeps you full and supports your muscles. This could be chicken, fish, tofu, eggs, beans, whatever works for you. And fiber helps your digestion and gives you that steady energy. Whole grains like oats, brown rice, quinoa, and even veggies have fiber. You don't need fancy superfoods or a perfect diet. Just start with small swaps. So choose grilled over fried, grab fruit instead of chips, add a veggie to your sandwich or pasta, and swap soda for sparkling water or a flavored water with no added sugar. Now let's talk hydration, because water helps literally everything: your energy, mood, focus, and even your skin. So aim for 6 to 8 cups a day or more if you're active or in a hot environment. Also, a good tip is to drink half of your body weight in ounces. So if you weigh 200 pounds, try to drink 100 ounces per day. And here's an easy trick. If you're thirsty, your body is already running low. So try keeping a water bottle nearby and sipping throughout the day. And then finally, a quick note on what to limit. We all enjoy treats now and then, and that is perfectly okay. But too much sugar, highly processed snacks, and alcohol can slow you down. You don't have to cut them out completely, just be aware of how often they show up. The goal isn't perfection, it's balance. So ask yourself, is this food helping me feel energized and focused or sluggish and tired? Start small, and over time, your taste buds and habits will change. And remember, you don't have to overhaul everything overnight. Even one healthy change per week is going to add up. Now, movement. Movement is like the daily lubrication for your system and one of the most powerful free tools that we have. It keeps your joints healthy, your heart strong, and your mind sharp. You don't have to run marathons or join a gym to see benefits. Think of movement like daily maintenance. Just like brushing your teeth, a little goes a long way. The guideline is 150 minutes of moderate activity per week, and that breaks down to about 30 minutes, 5 days a week, but it doesn't have to happen all at once. You can break it up into 10-minute chunks. And don't get too stuck on the numbers. What matters the most is consistency. So find something you enjoy: walking, biking, dancing, stretching, gardening, even cleaning. And you don't have to sweat buckets for it to count. And so if you do sit a lot for work, try a quick standing stretch or short walk every hour. Your body and your brain will thank you. And again, remember, it's okay to start small. So if 30 minutes feels like too much, start with 5 or 10 minutes. The more often you move, the easier it becomes. So what's the key message here? Think of movement not as something separate from your life, but as part of how you live your life. Use the stairs, stretch while watching TV, walk during your meetings. Move your body in a way that feels good and fits your lifestyle. Again, you don't have to be perfect, just keep moving forward one step at a time. Now, let's talk about sleep. Sleep isn't just nice to have, it's your body's built-in repair system. And when we sleep well, we think more clearly, handle stress better, make healthier choices, and improve memory, mood, and immune function. Now, most adults need 7 to 9 hours of sleep per night, but it's really not about the quantity, it's more about the quality. In simple terms, it means you're falling asleep easy, sleeping through the nights, or most of it, and waking up feeling refreshed and not groggy. So there are a ton of things that can get away of this good sleep. Stress, screen time, caffeine, inconsistent bedtimes, late night snacks, or even drinking water too close to bedtime. And simple habits can help improve quality sleep. Sticking to a routine. Try to going to bed and waking up at the same time every night, even on weekends. Unplugging before bed, that means turning off phones, TVs, laptops at least 30 to 60 minutes before sleep, because that blue light from screens tricks our brain into thinking it's still daytime. Creating a wind down routine, so reading, stretching, taking a warm shower, or try deep breathing. These will calm your mind and tell your body that it's time to rest. Fourth is watching your caffeine. So caffeine can stay in our system for up to 8 hours. Try cutting off coffee, soda, or energy drinks in the afternoon. And then lastly, keeping your bedroom sleep friendly. Keep it cool, dark, and quiet is best. And if it's needed, you can use blackout curtains, a fan, or white noise to help. Focus on progress, not perfection. Even one better night of sleep a week can help your energy, focus, and your mood. And one final tip: if your mind is racing at night, try writing down your thoughts or to-dos before bed. Getting it on paper helps get it out of your head. And remember, sleep is not a luxury, it is an essential maintenance. Now, last for physical health is screening, because it pays to be proactive about preventative care. And preventative care means catching small issues before they turn into big problems. And that's where health screenings can come in. Now, these are tests or exams your doctor might recommend based on your age, gender, family history, and personal risk factors. They don't mean something's wrong. That just means you're being smart and proactive. So, annual physical exams, screening, blood pressure checks, and vaccinations can catch problems early and keep your health engine running smoothly. And if going to the doctor feels stressful or time consuming, let's try reframing it. Think of it as an investment in your future energy, confidence, and peace of mind. Because the earlier we catch something, the easier it is to treat. And in many cases, screenings can even help prevent illness altogether. So if it's been a while since your last checkup, consider this your friendly reminder. You are worth the maintenance, and your health is one of your most valuable assets. And if you're not sure what to ask your doctor about, we have some handy guides. As said in the last slide, screenings depend on your age and sex assigned at birth. So for women, some screenings should take place throughout the lifespan, including dental exams, eye exams, blood pressure checks, cholesterol tests, STI testing, and self-breast examinations. Other screenings, however, like pap smears, mammograms, bone density screenings, and colonoscopies depend on age. And of course, there are other factors can influence what screenings may be right for you, like genetic risk factors, demographics, and environmental exposures. So it's important to talk to your doctor regularly. And similarly for men, some screenings should take place throughout the lifespan, including dental exams, eye exams, blood pressure checks, cholesterol tests, STI testing, and self-testicular exams. Other screenings, however, like prostate exams, diabetes testing, osteoporosis screenings, and colonoscopies will depend on age. Again, talk to your doctor to find out what is right for you. And remember, regular maintenance is key to avoiding costly and dangerous breakdowns.
Alrighty, thank you, Lexi. So that covered it for physical health, and now I'm going to be talking a little bit about mental and cognitive health. So mental sharpness and emotional stability go hand in hand with physical health, and stress is, of course, inevitable, but how we respond to it, and especially how we respond to it over time, makes all the difference. So it's recommended that we try to add stress-reducing habits into our day, like deep breathing, journaling, taking a walk, or just simply pausing to check in with yourself. Much like physical activity, this doesn't have to be a 30-minute long experience or an hour, even just checking in for 5 minutes, 10 minutes a day. We can also try adding some puzzles to challenge our brain. So learning new hobbies or skills, solving puzzles like crossword puzzles or Sudoku, reading, and of course, being mindful of digital overload, especially nowadays, those endless notifications can scatter your focus, wear you down. So just consider setting limits on your screen time and protecting those quiet moments during your day. Now, a little bit about emotional and social health. As humans, we thrive when we feel connected and when we feel emotionally balanced. So your emotional health is like your inner gauge. Check it like you would a dashboard light. So you can ask yourself regularly, how am I feeling? What do I need right now? Positive social connections can also help regulate stress and even strengthen our immune systems. So reach out to a friend, schedule a coffee date, or maybe join a group that aligns with your interests. We also know that practices like gratitude and self-compassion can also build emotional resilience and help us feel maintained over time. Now, what does this look like in practice, right? We can kind of break this up into daily, weekly, and seasonal tune-ups. So a quick self-check every day can just help keep your health on track. So daily, you can ask yourself about movement, hydration, sleep, asking yourself maybe, did I move today? Am I hydrated? How did I sleep? Weekly, we can start to look at those little long-term things. So am I preparing nutritious meals? Did I take time to relax or connect with others? And then seasonally, so just a few times a year, this is time for those deeper tune-ups. So doing things like scheduling medical appointments, clearing out stressors, maybe reassessing our goals, or even doing a digital or mental declutter. So think of this as a way to stay aligned and prevent wear and tear from building up. Now, of course, we all hit barriers, time, energy, motivation, but they don't have to stop us. So the key is to start small. Instead of saying, I'll exercise an hour a day, try, I'll stretch for 5 minutes after I brush my teeth. It's all about removing friction wherever possible. So if we're trying to drink more water, keeping a water bottle visible. We're trying to eat healthier, maybe prepping meals in advance, or setting phone reminders to pause and breathe if we want to reduce our stress. We can also use accountability tools, so apps, partners, or work wellness programs. And it's important to remember it's all about progress and not perfection. Now, much like those tune-ups we were discussing, we can do somewhat of a mini assessment. So you can think of your health like a dashboard with color-coded alerts. So green, you're doing well. Yellow might need some attention. For example, maybe your sleep is inconsistent or meals could be better balanced. And then red needs action, right? This could look like unmanaged stress or skipping doctor visits. So to do this mini assessment, you can think of your health in different dimensions. Maybe my physical health is in the green, but my financial health is in the yellow. And you can think about those different aspects of your life to see what might need attention. This quick tool just helps you prioritize where to focus your energy. And again, you don't have to fix everything at once, just starting where you see the most need. And once you identify those priorities, you can choose 1 or 2 goals and just do a 30-day tune-up plan. Now, a month, it may feel like a long time depending on what we're trying to achieve, but almost anything is possible for 30 days, right? So once you kind of assess those areas you'd like to focus on, whether it be getting more physical activity, getting better sleep, maybe eating more nutrient-dense meals, we can set a SMART goal. So again, a SMART goal stands for specific, measurable, achievable, relevant, and time-bound. So start by asking yourself, what specifically do you want to accomplish? How will you measure your progress? You can ask yourself, is this a realistic goal? Why does this goal matter to you? Does this goal align with your values? And lastly, when will you accomplish your goal? For this 30-day tune-up, the goal is exactly that, 30 days, right? So some examples of this could look like, I will drink 8 cups of water daily for the next month. Or maybe it's, I will take a 10-minute walk after lunch, Monday through Friday, right? It's all about where you want to focus your attention. So write your goal down, share it with someone, family, friend, coworker, and track your progress. So this isn't about a full overhaul, just consistent, manageable steps. And as we wrap up this webinar, we want you to reflect on the question, what will you do to tune up your health this month? Now, remember, like any high-performing system, your body and mind need regular care to run at their best. You are worth the maintenance. And with that reflection question in mind, we're going to hear some resources for learning more. So there's a podcast from NPR called Life Kit, and this is just all about tips and tricks for all aspects of life and health and well-being. Some wonderful ways to stimulate your brain, learn about new things, and they are short, quick episodes, just to keep you in maintenance. And then a book, Atomic Habits. This is all about forming good habits, breaking bad ones, and just, again, focusing on those areas in your life that you'd like to improve. If you do have any questions about today's webinar, please feel free to put them in the Q&A, and we will do our best to answer any questions that might come up. But thank you for tuning in and investing in your well-being. And don't forget to register for our next webinar, which is Wallet Smart Wellness on June 25th from noon to 12:30 Eastern Standard Time. So you can scan the QR code on the screen to register or visit info.kapnick.com/strive-library. Okay.
So we did get one question about fruit, and that fruit can have quite a bit of sugar in it. Well, if we're gonna look at, if we're comparing, say, 1,000 calories of fruit compared to 1,000 calories of donuts, what's the difference? Well, if we're comparing calories, there's nothing. They're both 1,000 calories. But something that fruit has compared to the fruit or the calories that are in the donuts, the sugar is going to be different. One is naturally occurring and one is going to be processed, that added sugar. So our body processes those very differently. And another thing that fruit has that a lot of sweets like donuts, candies, cakes doesn't have is fiber. And they also have a lot of other good nutrients in there like vitamin A, D, C, things like that that help benefit our body. So don't think of fruit as all of the sugar. Think of it as it has so many, it's more nutrient dense compared to the donuts, the cakes, the candy, and other things like that. So again, thank you everyone for tuning in and investing in your well-being. Feel free to reach out if you have any questions. Have a good day.